Welcome everyone to the Arcturian Light Language transmission. Today is going to be a very different activation than any of the other ones in the series. This Arcturian activation is a part of a series. For those of you who perhaps are new to my orbit, I'm Riya and I speak multiple light languages and I activate this ability in others too. And this life is a part of a series of transmissions in various light languages. And I believe today is number 7 out of 13. I speak that many, even more than 13. But I'm doing these transmissions on the run up to my light language course, which is about to start. With 4 new live sessions added. And this is a great opportunity for you to get to know various frequencies and receive from various beautiful races of beings of light. And today we've got my soul family, the Arcturians. I can see Shilpa, hello from Virginia, and Anders is with us. Anders, you with us every time. That's amazing. Thank you so much for your support. Mayan, hello from Denmark, and Birdie from the UK. Welcome, beautiful souls. It's a pleasure to have you. Before we get started, let me know today what's your energy level. Where are you on the scale from 1 to 10? Are you vibing high? Are you vibing low? It doesn't mean that sometimes we have slumps in our energy. It doesn't mean that you always have to be, 10 out of 10. Especially when we, for example, purging stuff, it can temporarily lower our vibrational state when we're releasing trauma, when we're releasing density. So no judgment here. I just want to know where you are, and I want to meet you with Arcturian frequency where you are. Lotus says love from Trinbago. That's a nice short way of saying that. 8+, amazing, Lotus. Monica from WA. Is it WA Washington or WA Western Australia? Because I remember when I used to live in Western Australia, it was always, I put something WA and it brought the Washington state. So hello, Monica, anyway. Vibing fairly high but tired, bedtime. I see. Okay, in that case, I know which WA that is. Anders is not 9. Yeah, very tired today. 5 but happy. Shilpa 7. Space J is 5. Jeristine, hello Riya. Oh, hello Jeristine. I haven't seen you for a while. It's good to get connected. We've got some familiar faces and we've got some new people. Welcome. You are going to enjoy it. There's nothing here to do. It's not that I'm sharing some knowledge that you've got to absorb with your conscious mind. This is just purely for you to receive Arcturian frequency, which is very pure, very therapeutic, very beautiful. I'm an Arcturian starseed, which means that being an Arcturian was my last galactic lifetime before Earth, and it's going to be awesome. Jeristine is first time catching you live, and weird that it's Arcturian language. Jeristine, don't you speak Arcturian? Because I know that your light language activated. I think in one of actually, did it activate before we met or when we met? But I remember you sending me a sample, and I think it was Arcturian, but I can't remember anymore. Heather says good morning. Awesome. You all here. Do me a favor. If you know what these transmissions are like, it's going to be powerful. It's going to be light language. It's going to be energy. Press the share button or tag whatever other souls need to receive those frequencies, because this Arcturian language, I feel like today, rather than a particular activation, they will be sharing the essence. And if you don't know Arcturians, they are a very advanced race of beings of light. One of the more famous ones. Some of the ones we've shared up until now maybe are less known. But that is going to be actually sharing their very essence, because what I'm noticing is how far we've come as humanity in our consciousness ascension from 3-dimensional templates to higher dimensions, but I also see how far we're yet to come. Even as the very people who are leading the consciousness expansion movement, we still have a way to go. And it's not about like bringing ourselves down. It's not about feeling like, oh my God, we are so broken, because we're not. We're on the ascension curve. We are developing, we are evolving, but unfortunately, we have all gone through the conditioning of the three-dimensional consciousness. And even some of us who are perhaps a little bit more advanced or a little bit more experienced than others, we still have a way to go. In comparison to races such as the Arcturians, who have made this transition years, or rather eons ago, from 3D to 5D and higher. And I want to bring in some of their frequency, because sometimes when we have ascension dished out by us humans, the frequency simply isn't pure, because it's filtered through our own filters of our conditioning, our viewpoints, our limitations. And we do have a lot of limitations, unfortunately. And sometimes our experiences, our co-wounding, our scarcity, and I'm not talking just scarcity in relationship to money, but just general scarcity mindset where we just want to grab everything to ourselves, it sometimes really pollutes the frequencies that we give off when we're teaching in our human language and our human ways, using our human examples. So what I feel this transmission is going to do is it's going to get you familiar with Arcturian frequency of fifth dimensional and higher dimensional consciousness, straight from them. And this is the beauty of light language transmissions. Light languages go beyond the conscious mind, and they come out pure. When I speak English, my own filters are put on it. When I speak Polish, which is my native language, probably even more filters are put on it because of my upbringing, my culture that's rooted in the language. And I'm big on languages. When I work individually with clients, some people have psychic abilities where they see things. Like my husband, when he works with clients, he sees things. For me, words light up. A person says something to me, tells me a story, and a word, a structure lights up energetically. And this is the nature of our human language. It can give us certain words that we're saying, where we're repeating it over and over again. They literally give us a clue to the unconscious patterns, to our wounding that we can release. Well, the beauty of light language is none of those human filters are present. When I'm channeling Arcturian, I'll be channeling pure Arcturian frequency without any of my filters. And this is the intention for today. So I'm really happy to have you here. Let me know if you're ready. Heather says, I'm in great need of an infusion of their essence today. You're going to get it, Heather. Jeristine says, yes, that's by its way, maybe a coincidence. You're absolutely right. You activate Arcturian language with you. I activated Arcturian language with you at Magic School. Awesome. Yes. I remember your sample, but I couldn't remember whether I activated it or whether you had it before. Well, that's what happens when you come to my activations. People's light languages activate, and we're going to have a proper light language activation, meaning not like today where I'm channeling light language, but when I'll be activating other people's light languages. That's happening in a couple of weeks' time, actually 3 weeks. So in 1 week, the light language course is starting, and the activation will be 2 weeks from the first session. So Thursday, I believe, sometime mid-July. So if you want to have your own light language activated, this is the place to come. And it's a beautiful experience. So I hope you want to have these frequencies for yourself so you can speak Arcturian, so you can channel this pure, beautiful consciousness technology. If you want to find out more, just reach out, and it's going to be a beautiful journey. Even if you're a light language practitioner already, that will expand you further, because I'm a big fan of evolution. We are expanding, and for a long time in 3D consciousness, we have been in a way that when we've attained something, it's like, oh my God, I need to guard this knowledge like it's a golden bowl. And I remember stories of certain feng shui masters, because one of the things that I've done before was I was trained in Chinese metaphysics and feng shui, and they were saying that, you know, the old masters guarded the secret formulas like a golden rice bowl. And sometimes it's like that in three-dimensional knowledge. Well, here it's all about the expansion, because if you are connected to the quantum field, to the galactic races, there's so much knowledge, it's more than we can pass even verbally. So literally, when my point is not here to be, oh my God, I've got this magical ability of speaking light language, wow, you know, put me on a pedestal. No, I actually want to activate other people's light languages, so we can all do it. We don't have to depend on anybody else. But for now, for those of you who maybe don't speak Arcturian light language in particular, because, you know, you can only activate what your soul has been through. And if you were a Pleiadian starseed or a Syrian starseed and you've never had an experience as an Arcturian, your Arcturian will not activate, but you will have other languages available. Today, for everybody who wants to taste Arcturian frequencies, here comes Arcturian language. Sharon says, ready. Shilpa says, so ready. Space J says, so ready. And Heather says, strapped in and ready for transform, uplifted energy and light. That's awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. Oh my goodness me, my nose is blocked. It's been like that for a couple of days. It's just like, good job I'm going to speak with my mouth and not with my nose. And good job that Arcturian is not a particularly nasal language. It's quite harsh. It sounds a bit like Arabic. So let's all get ready to receive the Arcturian frequency. There's no particular codes in it. It's just literally the coding of their essence. I want you to taste the fifth dimensional essence of the Arcturian. That's the intention of this transmission. So if you can just let yourself be comfortable, maybe even put your feet on the ground if you want. Yes, that's actually a very good idea. Let's all connect to planet Earth. Because what the Arcturians are showing me is that this transmission will serve you in your energetic field, but also those frequencies will be anchored in and transmitted into the grid of the Earth, wherever you are or wherever you're connected. So we'll be literally receiving as well as transmitting. So make a connection with planet Earth. Wherever your body is touching the Earth, make a conscious connection with the planet, not just physically, but also energetically. And before we open up to the Arcturian energies, before we open up to the energies of cosmos, I want you to feel the connection with our planet. And I want you to imagine for a second, what would our planet be like if we all shifted to the higher consciousness? Because this Arcturian transmission will be a transmission of higher vibrational consciousness of Arcturian race. So if you can just now move your point of attention from wherever your body is touching the ground and into your heart space. Take a few breaths directing the energy from your mouth or nose into your heart. And with every breath in, you are sending this energy into your heart space. And with every breath out, this heart space is expanding. Your heart portal is opening. And you are getting ready to receive this Arcturian frequency. There we go. Hearts open, and here it comes. Rachtea arahutulumea hashakarehia hasarada mehetu. Rahetia halahela haturu husamera. Rachtaria hasaretera mushuturahat. Neruhusu nuruhusu nuruhusu. Nuruhusu erahare. Nuruhusu erahare arama. Nuruhusu erahare aramate yashuru tu hasama. Nuruhusu erahata ramase ya hasham. Terakuyu hutarama sera arahasamahea. Eraturu shumahera taraham. Nera tahaseya hashamare iahare itakuru. Retarusumera arasham erashuturu masare. Radia hashturukura hetara haleteria hasamero shuturumea harama. Nirmoshutureya hasa hetara karutara hamaste kereha. Ea hashakuruhura tarahera harama. Reida hat arash tukuhamase tekiama hat are hetarama hasama. Te karama hia arahase erahuru. Neratuhusuma arahasea karama hetaraha. Ea rukuru shamare siha tarahea arahame. Sitara araheya arahame, tera hashuturu husara mahame, tera hushuturu aramahame, ea marahashe terekia hasa, keretia hashe marahia hasamere hituru husakarashku, ahtahesi karamene eraturu, ra etia arahat arahia, ra etia arahat arahia, shukurmia harasera, nukurumainahat arashtu arahat ekiyaha. Ru aria haraeta, ru aria arahea, kuamashe meseiu. Numa yate yashumu urusika mare tushu. Nemesiu tuma aya ayashu ukamea. Nema ashemiu suamagyamara shu. Tea hasameka yamaha. Ea hushu tea kasima amua shayasika rabua ataya. Ema huma ya hasemeniahu. Nemaruhu shateria sakera mehet ya hasem. No Maria shumaresia. Ala hedara huma yatayahateria suru. Arahia shukumare hiasaram. Arahia tu shumara hase ya mahana. Erahtare hia kurumaha shudura sihu. Lahetia tu shumeria sahara meha kuru. Merahtare ya suhu shumera atara. Ea ala uru uahia hasameda na mashu. Nemarusa ia halahati ya maresukuri ya mahashu terahasia karemeyu ardaheti ya mushu terahasi ya makuru maria ase ia ashu urutari karala rdahit aramuhush arahta ke ya hatara hasia hashuruse ya hataradi ohua nemardushu ya hasi ya mahashutuka ya has nekiara ateia sukuruma shateria arahare rdahit aramushu kuria mahase muna nera sakaramia ha arashukuru haseya hatare nera shukuri yatarasare itarashutusu ara aseeya turu kuramara shetarasu era shuturusu etarashuru mare nemarusukura ariataraseya nemarusukura ateratia sera nemarasakuru utarashia taramesa yasaru rdaya het eroshukure Rdaya het arushukure itardu ayahame nari ia ala ase ikarra araheturu husuhara hashita ramahia lahet rahtia arahatera nehita rusukur meyahash neritia suruhushu taramea sarahatera mikurusame mera kurusame erasuru urataria ashu nemarukurusamare etarashutusuma teradara masikut urushuma ataria sare Tera mushukurumea saramane itaru utureti ya karumu alatea ashamuna mena asiaya ataka lehet arushuru maya sakaranduda maya hashem narhu sakaramea hasham dia hase rehia sahalamea hashukuru kahasia mahasham nekuruheya ya hatarade ya hashuku rea hara haria saru Reya hara haria haru tera suhuru marashe tera hamer turusumahat erahamara atakuru. That is it. Let this energy permeate your field, Perhaps it has shown you something. Perhaps certain pathways have opened up in your energetic makeup, and you see and perceive things from a higher dimensional perspective. Or even if you don't feel any immediate shift, just know that this frequency will work in your field, and you will be able to sense the higher dimensional frequency over any human filters. So this transmission is now over and complete. You can come back to it anytime. Whenever you want to anchor in the higher dimensional frequencies, the 5D consciousness onto the earth. And just remember that what we've done today as well is we have, through our connection to the planet Earth, we have been anchoring in those frequencies into the planet Earth. So right now, you can come back to your physical body by giving it a bit of a movement. If you can also take a few deep breaths, and if you want to share your experience in the chat, it would be awesome if you can share how this was for you, what it felt. I can tell you that I've started getting certain memories from my life on Arcturus that I wasn't aware of. I remember certain things, but, you know, I've had quite a life there, and little moments. That's why I started to smile, because little moments started floating up to the surface. It was just a very nice remembering. Sometimes light languages have that as well, where they remind you of your experience in certain things. And this is asking, does the Arcturians have blonde hair? Yes, most of them have fair hair and fair skin, very like actually Scandinavian in looks. So not probably that different to what you surrounded in Andes in your home country. So yeah, quite delicate features, bluish skin, light hair. For those of you who have joined right at the end, feel free to have a replay whenever you are, and I hope you enjoyed it. Jerry says that a dragons came in was awesome. Oh wow. Actually, dragon language doesn't sound that dissimilar to the light language of Arcturians. It's just a bit more guttural and a bit more whooshing going out. But when it comes to the dragon language, we definitely have dragon language. I can't remember what day we're going to have dragon language. I'm just opening up my calendar. Tony says, thank you for your big glowing heart. Space Jane says this was intense. Wow, amazing. And this is okay. Then one I saw was one of them. He smiled and laughed. Wow, how cool. Anders, you are so blessed with your visuals. I love when you get a visual kind of experience in my transmission. It's always nice. I don't get that. Like my memories flood in, but it's just my mind is wired in a non-visual way. I get a sense of knowing. Sharon says, thank you. Okay, before we wrap up, I want to do a bit of a psychic exercise. Who can guess what is our transmission for tomorrow? Because tomorrow at the exact same time, I'll be transmitting another light language, and I can't remember what it is. I'm just checking my calendar. It's already written. Okay, interesting tomorrow. Okay. What's going to be tomorrow? I don't think it's a language I've ever transmitted publicly. I've done it in the Quantum Club and in my private sessions, but I've never done it publicly. So Lyran Feline, no, because Lyran Felines I have done Lyran Felines many times publicly. Lyrans, no, I've done Lyrans publicly many times. So it's not Lyrans. Shabbat was so strong and steady, didn't want to come out. Yeah, those frequencies are nice. Come back in whenever you need. You can listen to just the activation part. I might even be cutting those activations out without my introduction and checking them on my YouTube channel. Okay, Renee say Akashic. That was a good guess, but no, it wasn't the Akashic. Lyran, no. Okay, fairy language, red. You haven't got access to my calendar because otherwise I would say you've got unfair advantage, but it's not fairy. Fairy's coming. Okay, tomorrow we're gonna have blue avian. So Blue wave is amazing, amazing language, really high frequencies. Unfortunately, it sounds a bit birdy and chirpy, and it's going to be interesting, but it's super powerful, super, super high frequency, like one of the highest out of all galactic races. So tomorrow will be the, goodness me, my mind's gone blank, blue wave. Okay, Saloni is asking, can you do a sample of Mintaka light codes? Mintaka, Orion, same. So a couple of lives ago, either on my YouTube, on YouTube. So go, it says Orion Light Language, that's the Mintaka language. So goodness me, it's crazy. It's really fast, and the transmission was really powerful. So just have a listen through that. So yes, Chantal says blue avians. That's exactly what we're having tomorrow. We're gonna have blue avian frequency. So I hope you okay. Mayan asking, can you do angel light language? I'm not really that close to angelic realms, but it's very similar to me, the frequency of angels and the frequency of the Akashic records. And I've got a really, really interesting interview coming on our Architects of Destiny podcast with Angelo Thomas, who is an angelic reader. And we're comparing notes a little bit. So I feel like angelic languages and the Akashic language, which we will have, is very, very similar. But I somehow don't have much of an affinity with the angelic realm. I hang out with galactics more than with angels. I'm sure that if I connect to angels, I can channel the language, because I can channel any language that literally, whatever I come in contact with energy, it comes as a language. So, well, I think the challenge is I need to get connected more to the angelic realm. I sometimes work with Archangel Michael, but I don't really get that close to the angelic realm. But I'm definitely intrigued, and by all means, if the angelic light language comes, I'll be shouting about it. And this is like how with my light language course, it has grown. When I first started teaching and activating people, maybe I had like 5 different ones. Now I've got over 20. I'm showing off here 13 of them. Not all of them I can speak publicly. There's good reasons for it. There's certain races that want to remain anonymous, for example. I never speak those languages in public. And there's certain races that are not positive, and I don't want to spread their frequency. But basically, as my own knowledge and understanding of light language grows, as more and more activate, I'm definitely adding it to my body of work, which is the light language course. And we've got an update coming this year. So yes, at the moment, I can't do an angel language, but ask me again in a couple of months' time, and the answer might be very, very different. Shelley says, I feel the same way with regard to the angelic realms and the Akashic realm being similar in frequency. It seems like that. It's that energy of creation of the universe. So yeah, I need to explore that really much further, because I feel this really, really, really close connection. Space Jane says, there's someone who writes on Medium that writes English channeled articles, so is English a language for them? This is a good point that you're making, Space Jane, because Space Jace, not Jane. I don't know why I called you Jane. But basically, when we channel, it doesn't mean it always comes in light language. Light language is an expression of this energy in the form of sound. However, when I chat to Arcturians, I can chat to them in Polish, I can chat to them in English. If I learn a bit more Spanish, maybe that will also even happen. But we can communicate with most races telepathically. And this is a question that gets asked a lot. It's like, do those races speak those languages? Don't they communicate telepathically? Well, yes, they do communicate telepathically, but they can communicate verbally as well. So yes, if someone is channeling angels on Medium by way of writing it in English, well, I think it's just because this is how messages are passed in our language. And that's how probably that person telepathically hears them. But I'm sure there's also a language of the angelic realm, or the sound of the angelic realm, because we say language. It's not always like language. It's more like energy. Slightly different with the galactic races, because it's actually, they do speak languages, But that's how it is. It's just energy. Tony said, I would love to hear you channel Michael. Maybe one day me and Michael can partner up. For now, tomorrow we've got blue aliens. And for today, I thank you, sending you lots of love. And if you found this transmission interesting and valuable, consider sharing it forward. Sending you lots of love and see you tomorrow.